When, people get shot down, gunned down by the police, we have got to stand up and react and have a set of demands that will decrease the likelihood that that behavior will repeat. But, I think if we look back at successful movements throughout history, they haven't been reactive. They've been organizers and advocates who are attempting to shift public opinion, create a new narrative, create cultural transformation by strategically creating public crises and moments to force debates and conversations on their own terms, and having a set of demands that will ensure that if those demands are met, some kind of major shift in public opinion will have occurred. I'm talking about the kind of care and love that keeps on loving no matter who you are or what you have done. It's that kind of love that is needed to build this movement. Because we've got to build an underground railroad. We've got to build an underground railroad for people returning home from prison, helping to save people one by one, helping them find food and shelter and work. But just like during the days of slavery, it wasn't enough to build an underground railroad. You had to work for abolition. Today, it's not enough to help folks one by one. We've got to work to end this system of mass incarceration. All of it. A human rights movement has to be born, one that takes seriously the basic humanity and dignity of all people. Yes, all people. This movement must be multiracial, multi-ethnic, and include poor and working class whites, a group that's consistently pit against poor folks of color, triggering the rise of successive new systems of control. This punitive impulse that swept the nation had its roots in racial anxiety, fear, and resentment. It was born with black folks in mind. But people of all colors are suffering and have been harmed by this war. So if we're going to succeed in bringing this system to an end, we've got to map the linkages between the suffering of African Americans in the drug war to the experiences of immigrants that are now being housed in cages. We are going to have to map and connect the dots between all the forms of discrimination and suffering as a result of the indifference we have to the others in this nation. But before this movement can get underway, a great awakening is required. We've got to awaken from our colorblind slumber to the realities of race in America. And we've got to embrace those labeled criminals, not necessarily all their behavior, but them, their humanness. For it has been the refusal and failure to recognize the basic dignity and humanity of all people that has formed the sturdy foundation for every caste system that has ever existed in the United States or anywhere else in the world. It's our task, I firmly believe, to end not just mass incarceration, but to end this history and cycle of caste in America. Thank you so much for having me.